Mike Schmidt's incredible talent reached its peak with that unforgettable ninth-inning 500th home run, which solidified his place as one of baseball's all-time greats. But if we're honest, despite his legendary status, his broadcasting skills just don't measure up. It's high time someone takes away his microphone before more controversies ruin his reputation. Michael Jack Schmidt was born on September 27, 1949, in Dayton, Ohio, to Jack and Lois Schmidt. From an early age, he was fascinated by sports and had a natural athleticism. With his father's encouragement, he played baseball, basketball, football, and golf during his youth, excelling in all four sports while attending Fairview High School. One of the craziest things from his early life is when he fell out of a tree as a kid and grabbed onto electrical wires to break his fall. He got shocked with 4,000 volts, which left him with burns and bruises. But thankfully, most of the electricity grounded itself as he fell. Accidents and injuries like that seemed to follow him. Maybe it was fate that knee injuries ended his basketball and football dreams early, allowing him to focus completely on baseball. This paved the way for his incredible career in the sport. Schmidt was famous for his tireless work ethic, spending endless hours in the batting cages. He brought a blue-collar approach to the game, just like he learned growing up, and fans in Philadelphia loved him for it during his whole 18-year career there. Schmidt once said, "If you could measure how hard I worked on the baseball field by the dirt on my uniform, mine would have been black." There's no doubt he was a legend on the field for the Philadelphia Phillies, but in the broadcast booth, he's still a work in progress. He's been at it for a while but doesn't seem to be improving, and maybe he has no intention to. In the process of it all, he's wrecking his public image, all that he carefully built during those years of hard work on the field. During a broadcast, Schmidt made a controversial comment about the Me Too movement that left fans outraged. Here's how it went down. During the Phillies-Braves game, in the bottom of the second inning, with Brandon McCarthy pitching, broadcaster Tom McCarthy tossed to their field reporter Greg Murphy, who was in the stands. Murphy brought up the incident earlier in April when Brandon McCarthy dislocated his shoulder and popped it back into place. Amanda McCarthy, Brandon's wife, tweeted a humorous comment about the situation. "Whoa, so much happened. Dislocated your shoulder, made the out, popped it back in, then just walked around normal? But you still can't do the dishes. Seems fishy." It was a wholesome domestic joke, right? As Tom McCarthy continued with the play-by-play, things took an awkward turn when Mike Schmidt made a poor attempt at what he thought was humor. He started with, "I've got a dishwasher at home, actually, my wife," which was met with groans from the press box. Schmidt then awkwardly added, "I do the dishes, actually, but where's the Me Too movement on that?" So in a nutshell, Schmidt starts off with this joke about his wife doing the dishes, then quickly realizes it sounds like a cheesy 1950s sitcom line. He tries to save face by clarifying that he actually does the dishes most nights. Tom McCarthy jumps in with an overly enthusiastic "attaboy," applauding Schmidt for pitching in at home. But then Schmidt drops the bomb with his Me Too joke. Let's break it down. The first joke was a totally outdated grandpa joke, and he seems to think that'll fly in today's world. Clearly, he couldn't have been more wrong. Then he adds, "I actually do the dishes most nights," like he wants a gold star for helping out at home. And Tom McCarthy is all over that, giving him props for just doing one household chore, as if men doing chores deserves a standing ovation, right? But then, to top it off, he throws in that cringe-worthy $Me Too joke. It's like he took a bad situation and made it worse, trying to turn household chores into some grand statement about gender roles. I'm not one to police jokes. There are good ones out there about Me Too and other touchy subjects, but if you're going to joke about something serious, it better land right. Where's the Me Too movement on me doing household chores? Just doesn't land. What's more is that he's also a baseball announcer who talks into mics for a living. How's that an okay TV joke? What was he thinking? Did he know what Me Too's about? No excuse for him not to, which makes it worse. It was awful, and hearing John Crooks say nothing and Tom McCarthy rush to fix it made it worse. Let me be clear, Mike Schmidt was a legendary baseball player, but as a broadcaster, he falls short. It's time to pull him from the booth, and maybe forever. Funny enough, just like his broadcasting career, Schmidt didn't have an easy start on the baseball team either. The difference this time? He knew how to turn things around and didn't stop until he reached incredible success, breaking records left and right. His career began in a slump. As a switch hitter, he lacked power and faced tough challenges. His high school performance was disappointing and didn't catch the eye of pro teams or colleges. He chose Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, and joined the baseball team as a freshman. The struggles continued well into college, where he hit only one home run in his first year. But he was determined to improve, and he set out to play summer baseball in his hometown league to hone his skills. He showed significant defensive improvement, and his batting began to gain speed and power. In his sophomore year, Schmidt's coach, Bob Wren, wisely suggested he stop switch hitting and stick to batting right-handed. It was a game changer. Schmidt immediately improved, hitting over 300 and smashing 10 home runs in both his sophomore and junior seasons, a big jump from his freshman year. His outstanding play earned him All-American honors and caught the attention of pro scouts. At last, he started his pro career with the Reading Phillies. Impressed by Schmidt's potential and his range and flexibility, the Phillies knew they had to call him up to the big leagues in September 1972. In 1974, Schmidt had his breakout year, playing all 162 games and making his first National League All-Star appearance. He was excellent at the plate, hitting 36 home runs and batting .282, and on top of that, he showed off his speed with 23 stolen bases. By today's standards, Schmidt had his best season yet, racking up almost 10 wins above replacement, WAR, leading the league and coming in 6th in MVP voting. The following year, in 1975, the Phillies had a great run, winning 86 games, an impressive jump from their earlier 80 wins and a huge turnaround from their last-place finish the year before. Definitely not just luck, right? After 3 standout seasons at third base, Schmidt inked a historic contract extension with the Phillies, a 6-year deal worth over $3 million, making him the highest-paid player in baseball history at the time. They were jumping at the chance to invest in his talent. In 1977, fueled perhaps even more by his hefty paycheck, Schmidt kept up his stellar play, hitting 38 home runs for the 3rd consecutive year and earning his 3rd All-Star selection. By then, he had solidified his place as one of the game's top players and the unquestioned best third baseman around. From there on out, his incredible career led to his induction into the Hall of Fame in 1995, with striking 96.5% of the vote. Schmidt's last standout season came in 1987, as he again surpassed 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. However, after years of durability, Schmidt began feeling the wear and tear on his body. Injuries began taking their toll, notably a shoulder injury that affected his offensive production. In late May, Schmidt knew it was time to step down. He finally announced his retirement from baseball. Reflecting emotionally on his decision, Schmidt remarked, "I could have asked the Phillies to keep me around as a part-time player for a few more years to boost my stats. But my respect for the game, my teammates, and the fans wouldn't allow that. So, I've chosen to retire as an active player." Got to respect that, am I right? Schmidt capped off his major league career with impressive numbers. Over 100 WAR, more than 2,000 base hits, 548 home runs, and 10 Gold Glove awards. He made 12 All-Star appearances and earned NL MVP honors 3 times, second only to Barry Bonds in entire baseball history. After his playing career, Schmidt stayed involved in baseball. He turned to coaching and mentoring young players at the Phillies' spring training from the early 2000s to the late 2010s. He also managed the Phillies' A-ball team for 1 season. Schmidt's influence on the sport continues through his coaching and his lasting legacy as one of baseball's greats. It's been over 30 years since Jack Schmidt retired and left Philadelphia. During his career, he clearly became the greatest Philadelphia Philly ever. With his powerful hitting, great defense, and consistent performance, Schmidt is often called the best third baseman of all time.